Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome back, everyone, to the last and the final segment of today's Iqra with Iqra. Mondays is a day in which we start the or go over towards reading the Quran, part one. This qaida has two parts to it, so we are studying part one, and this is a qaida I started the show with, Iqra with Iqra, going back now 2010, alhamdulillah, and taught this qaida the first 4 or 5 years before moving on to Nurani qaida, and the Nurani qaida has been taught in the last, let's say, 4 or 5 years. So obviously 10 years of the show, half, some years of this qaida, some years of that qaida. Now obviously 5 o'clock onwards we'll be having our Imam, Sheikh, all the way from Texas, America, inshallah, live here on Skype, and we will be talking to him and discussing various youth, maybe educational, not issues, but hearing how he or how the youth are in, let's say, in Texas, and we will understand the youth over there and the youth here, and hopefully we will also get to know, he will give us some inspiring and motivational words. Let's go to some callers before we go to Imam Zia, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Who's called? Oh yes, you are Hashir.
Abiya.
Okay, Abiha, start your 4 slides, please. Lesson 1.
Alif, ba, ta, sa, jim, ha, ha, dal, zal, ra, za, shin, sad, dad, da, ta, za, ain, ghain, fa, qaf, kaf, lam, mim, noon, wa, ha, hamza, ya.
Okay, let's go to the next slide. Can you see it?
No.
Can we have the next slide, please?
Za, fa, waw.
Not za, the. So tip of the tongue, it touches the edges of your central upper incisors. The.
Za. Fa, waw, jim, ya, sa, sin, ha, ka, za, alif, ta, sad, da, ba, ra,
Sheen,
zal, dad, ha, lam, noon, dal, ra, ghain, kha, ain, mim, sin, zal, sad, ha.
Okay, very good. Now, makharij for alif,
In the empty space in the mouth and throat.
ba,
The wet section of both lips when they meet strongly.
ta,
Tip of the tongue when it touches the gum line of the upper central incisors.
tha,
Tip and top of the tongue when it touches the edges of the upper central incisors.
jim,
Middle of the tongue when it touches the middle palate.
ha,
Midsection of the throat.
kha,
Top section of the throat.
dal,
Tip of the tongue when it touches the gum line of the upper central incisors.
zal,
Tip and top of the tongue when it touches the edges of the upper central incisors.
ra,
Tip and bottom of the tongue when it touches the gums of the upper central and lateral incisors.
okay, za,
Tip of the tongue when it touches the plate of the upper and lower central incisors and
Sin.
corners.
good, and seen,
Tip of the tongue when it touches the plate of the upper and lower central incisors.
okay, sheen,
Midsection of the throat.
when no, sheen is middle of the tongue when it touches the middle palate, asha, say asha.
Asha.
Can you not feel the middle of the tongue touching the middle palate? Huh?
Can.
You can?
Yeah.
Okay, sad,
Tip of the tongue when it touches the back side, the back part, the plate of the upper and lower incisors.
okay, dad,
Right or left side of the tongue when it touches the gum of the right or left upper molars.
gum of the way, okay, so right or left side, good. Ta,
Tip of the tongue when it touches the gum line of the upper central incisors.
Dha.
Tip of the tongue when it touches the edges of your upper central incisors.
Ain.
Midsection of the throat.
Ghain.
Upper part of the throat.
Fa.
The edges of your upper incisors when it touches the wet area of the bottom lip.
Qaf.
The back end of the tongue towards the throat when it touches the soft palate.
Kaf.
The back end of the throat towards the mouth when it touches the hard palate.
Lam.
Tip and side of the tip when it touches the gum of your front upper 8 teeth.
Okay, do you know the names of the teeth? Or you don't?
No.
Okay, you and Hussein, you got to learn the meme.
Dry section of the lips when they meet.
Softly.
When they meet softly.
Noon.
Tip of the tongue when it touches the gum of the upper 6 teeth.
Wow.
Circling of the lips and complete closing of the lips.
Ha.
Bottom of the throat.
Okay, very good. Do you want to give it to Hashir?
Okay. Assalamu alaikum.
As-salam Hashir, when you're ready.
Alif, ba, ta, sa, jim, ha, ha, dal, zal, ra, za, sin, shin, sod, dod, ta, zo, ain, ghain, fa, qaf, kaf, lam, mim, noon, waw, ha, ain,
No,
ya.
noon, wow, ha, ya. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, now let's go to the next slide.
Shin, do,
Pay attention.
za, fa, waw, jim, ya, sa, sin, ha, qaf, zal, alif, ta, sol, ta, ba, qaf. Shin, za,
No,
dod,
after Sheen, it's Zal. Zal.
zal, dod, ha, lam, noon, dal, ra, ghain, jim,
No, after Ghain, it's Kha.
kha, ain, mim, sin, zal, sod, ha.
Okay, very good. Now, do you know the makhraj for Alif?
Yeah,
Let me hear it.
in the empty space of the mouth and throat.
Ba,
The wet section of both lips when they meet strongly.
Ta,
Tip of the tongue when it touches the gum line of the upper central incisors.
Tha,
Tip of the tongue when it touches the edges of the upper central incisors.
Jim,
Middle of the tongue when it touches the mid palate.
Ha,
Midsection of the throat.
Kha,
Top section of the throat.
Dal,
Tip of the tongue when it touches the gum line of the upper central incisors.
Zal,
Tip of the tip and top of the tongue when it touches the edges of the upper central incisors.
Ra,
Tip and bottom of the tongue when it touches the gums of the upper central and lateral incisors.
our upper four teeth, yeah? Central and lateral incisors. Okay, Za,
Tip of the tongue when it touches the plates of the upper and lower central incisors and corners, leaving a slight gap in between the teeth.
okay, Sin,
Tip of the tongue when it touches the plate of the upper and lower central incisors and its corners, leaving a slight gap in between the teeth.
okay, Sheen,
Midsection of the tongue when it touches the mid-palate.
Sad,
Tip of the tongue when it touches the backside, the back plate of the upper and lower incisors.
Dad,
Right or left side of the tongue when it touches the gum of the right or left upper molars.
Okay, brilliant. We've got to stop. The time's up. Thank you so much. That was very, very good. Hashir, Hussein, and Abiha. Jazakallah. MashaAllah, excellent. Let's go to the next person. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Sharif Mia.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm very well, Sharif Mia. Let's have the qaid on the screen for Mr. Mia Sharif.
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alif, Ba, Ka, Sa, Jim, Ha, Kha, Dal, Zal, Ra, Za, Sin, Sin, Swag, Gwag, Twa, Swa, Ain, Kain, Fa, Ka, Ka, Ram, Mim, Nu, Wow.
Noon,
Ha,
noon, not
Hamza.
no, noon.
Yeah.
Okay, so noon, not nu, yeah?
Noon.
Yeah, noon and noon, wow, noon is
Okay.
noon.
Can I tell you something?
Yes.
Can I read Alhamdulillah quickly?
Okay, go on then.
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alamin, Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim, Malik Yawmiddin, Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in, Ihdinas siratal mustaqim, siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim, ghayril maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Amen.
Okay, have you got any other surah?
Yeah.
Which one?
Izaja.
Go on, let me hear Izaja.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Izaja Nasrullahi wal Fathu wa ra'aytan nasa yadkhuluna fi dinillahi afwaja fasabbih bihamdi rabbika wastaghfir innahu kana tawwaba.
Any other surah?
Yeah.
Which one?
Kufra.
Kul for Allah, go on then.
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Kufra Fuad Allah Fusamak Rami Arik Wakami Yurak Wakami Akurafu Kufuanag.
Any other surah?
Yeah.
Which other one do you know? Do you know?
Fak.
Okay, let me hear that.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Kuyauzubin Fak Min Sari Makrak Wamin Sari Gasikin Zawakab Wamin Sari Nafasa Kifiruka Wamin Sari Hasikin Zasa.
Okay, very good. And Sharif Mia, Jazakallah. And I think, no, they have your contact details because you did make it around to one of the rounds in the Q Factor, sorry. So I'm sure the team has your details. But thank you so much for calling and thank you so much for trying so hard, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, lovely. So, mashallah, as Mondays, as you know, it's our Skype session. Either Skyping a talent, a Skype your talent, it's called. And that's primarily focused on the youth, children, teenagers, anyone that has a talent or they wish to share their skill set with us or they want to make a success story or create a success story through Iqra with Iqra, Iqra TV, inshallah, by all means, you can do so by emailing me iqratv.iqrauk, or we have our Skype session guests, mashallah, and we already had one Skype session guest going back a couple of weeks now. It was Sheikh Maulana Shamsud-Duha, mashallah, and the founder of Mawarid. And today, Monday again, I have another guest all the way from Texas this time, America, and it's Imam Zia Sheikh, inshallah. Let's go to Imam Zia Sheikh. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
How are you,
How
Sheikh? I'm very well. How are you?
Alhamdulillah.
It's been a while, mashallah, since we've spoken via Skype. It has been a while indeed. I think the last time we spoke, Maulana, was in Ramadan.
Yes.
And this was going back some years now, a couple of years, few years, I believe.
Correct, yes.
How are you? How are you in general? How's Texas? How's work?
Alhamdulillah, everything is fine. And we're all safe here in America, unless, contrary to what people believe.
Yes. indeed. And we hear that quite a lot, though we always get to see the negative side of maybe where you are. But whenever we speak to people like you and other friends and family friends, they say otherwise. So, first of all, Imam Zia, Jazakumullah for accepting to come on Skype on live on Iqra TV on this very show, Iqra with Iqra. Alhamdulillah. As you know, this show, Iqra with Iqra, is an Islamic study show. It's a Quran show for the young, for the old, for the teenagers, for everyone really. Quran is for everyone. And how is it in America where you are, the Quranic education for the youth or for the adults or for the senior citizens? How is it on your side? I'd like to know, or we'd like to know here, inshallah, and then we can have some words from you to our youth and viewers.
Alhamdulillah, the education in America is growing and flourishing, especially in the bigger cities where we have a larger population of Muslims. And there are basically two prongs which are being targeted in terms of educating the children. One is full-time education, full-time Quranic education, in which the kids, they basically take time off from school for 2-3 years and they focus on hifz primarily.
Okay.
And they would leave school and just do what's known as homeschooling. And this is allowed in the US, where you can contact certain organizations which teach children at home, just like we're doing via Skype and so on, using audio, video technology, and teach them in the comfort of their own homes and at an hour that suits them. All right. So they would use the daytime hours, maybe from Fajr until Dhuhr, or from 7 a.m. until Dhuhr time, focusing on the Quran. And then the afternoon hours for the school education. And by doing that, they'll complete the memorization. The other effort that is being installed is full-time schools, full-time Islamic schools. And unfortunately, in this country, we don't have the government funding as some schools have got in the UK, because there is something called a separation between church and state, which is a very important and integral part of the US Constitution. So therefore, the government doesn't fund religious schools. So these schools are run simply on the enrollment fees, the monthly fees that are taken from the parents, and through fundraising efforts. But these full-time schools are very popular also because of obviously the environment in the schools is not really conducive for a Islamic lifestyle. So therefore, they are very popular and accepted and being used by Muslims. And yet there's a third segment which I would like to also talk about. Is something which is known as charter schools.
Right.
Now, charter schools are government funded, and they are run by any group of people that gets together with qualified personnel, and they want to start a school. They can start that school once they fulfill all the requirements, and they will run the school, and they have to basically fulfill the state requirements when it comes to the minimum level of education. However, they cannot teach religious studies there because it's a government-funded school. Right. So the religious studies can be taught as an education, as an information, not as a religious studies, solely religious studies. So you're not allowed to teach religious studies. However, you can have after school programs which teach Quran. And now, one of the good things about the charter schools is that they use that program to teach Arabic as a second language, as a foreign language, rather than Spanish or French and so on. So these are the three main efforts. And obviously, you also have the maktabs in place, which are for the evening kids programs and so on, and the weekends. And one of the main things that has been going on for many, many years is something which is known as Sunday school, taken from the church system, obviously.
Yeah.
And this has been prevalent in many communities. And what many scholars are trying to do is get people out of that mindset that one day a week for their children is enough, and have them focus on Monday through Friday or Monday through Thursday, so that they have a regular attendance of Quranic sessions and so on.
Right. Okay, so the latter one, Sunday school, in the UK, as you know, there are also Sunday schools, Saturday schools, or shall we say, weekend schools. So a lot of children cannot attend the weekday schools, Monday to Friday, the supplementary schools, the maktab, as you so rightly mentioned. So they prefer to go to a weekend school whereby they focus solely on Quran, Tajweed, Arabic language, Islamic studies, and rest of the week they leave for their school studies. And yes, during the weekdays, the homework they receive from the weekend school, they continue doing that in order to finish for the following Saturday. What do you think of that?
Yeah, it is better than nothing. But again, this was something that was not prevalent in my time when I was in England. The focus was on the weekdays, if you can remember.
Yes.
But again, where there's a need, that needs to be filled.
Yeah.
And rather than not having anything at all for the kids, Saturday and Sundays is better than having nothing at all.
Absolutely. And also, I find personally, Maulana, through this show, Iqra with Iqra, that I don't know, in America, in some states, I do have followers, and people do watch online because people can go online. And through this very show, Monday to Friday, I, as you can imagine, I focus on Tajweed, Quran, and fiqh, the basic fiqh al-Islam, the basic seerah of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and essential du'as. And also we have competition, Quran competition as well. And on a Monday, I've introduced this Skype session where I not only do I want a guest from anywhere in the world, but also we are looking and searching for talents. So this particular show segment is called Skype Your Talent, or it's like a Skype session with Imam Zia, Sheikh, for example, now. So what do you think of the way, what do you know about the show Iqra with Iqra, this very show, number one? And what have you heard, positives or negatives? And what can you advise or give some, inspire the callers and the viewers of Iqra TV of this very show?
Well, to tell the truth, I was not aware that you have an online presence with a live feed. I think I ran across it once. So I've never promoted it. So Alhamdulillah, once we finish this call, you can send me the link and I'll start promoting it, inshallah.
Inshallah.
But I mean, that's a very good thing to do, that where people all over the world can access your show and call in and basically talk to you and learn from you. This is something that is amazing, and I hope that pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepts it,
Ameen.
and you remain consistent with it.
Inshallah.
The only concern I would have that if there's consistency and there are the lessons are built upon the previous lesson and so on, and you keep on adding to them, how a newcomer would benefit from it. That's a question that I might have. But again, we look at how the Prophet ﷺ gave dawah in his time, and he used all the available resources that were available to him at that time, whether it was through writing letters or sending emissaries or going himself. He used all the available avenues that were available to him at that particular time. So we also need to use all available avenues that we have so that we can, inshallah, benefit from it.
Jazakumullah. I just want to answer your question, or the question mark, where you mentioned that if someone comes new and I've already started the syllabus or the course, how would they then benefit? Am I right?
Correct, yes.
Yes. So it's, as you can imagine, I don't have control of who watches and who listens, but I hope that I get hundreds and thousands of people watching and listening every day. And that's the intention I sit here with. And of course, you can appreciate I try to accommodate mixability, people from all backgrounds. So the syllabus works in a way, anyone calls in, wherever they call in from, they will start automatically from the very beginning, even though I may be on lesson 1 or lesson 2. So it does not prevent anyone from not calling. Anyone and everyone, mixability, any age they can call, and they will be, they will start, and surely they will catch up with the rest. But what I've done this year in particular is Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Thursdays, I've kept it for the people. I've given people the choice. And I started this, to be honest, in the last couple of years, few years, but this year I've kind of segmentized it even more. So whereby you could be calling, or someone from Texas or anywhere could be calling, and Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Thursdays, it's your sabak. So you tell me, you dictate to me where your sabak is in the qaida, whether it's qaida, whether it's memorization, or whether it's Quran reading. Mondays, like for example today, it's a collective qaida reading where we do a khatam together end of the year. And on Fridays, we do collective Khatm al-Quran, and we finish that. And Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays is for the public, is for the viewers to tell me, hey, my sabak is here, and this page. So they have to remember their sabak, and they do.
All right.
So they do. Awesome. So they do their own khatam of the qaida and own khatam of the Quran, mashallah. And also, mashallah, Maulana, hifz is an area that this show concentrates on. So alhamdulillah, I have a couple of few that a lot of grown-ups, aunties have memorized a great portion of the Quran. As you mentioned, in America, that's a system that's happening in the mornings, those who especially do homeschooling. So through this show, I have people that have memorized, mashallah, 8 to 10 sipare.
MashaAllah, very good, very good.
Through this, and hopefully I'm hoping one of them will be leading the last 10 units in Taraweeh.
MashaAllah.
And also focusing simply on, the basic fiqh. So these are like, again, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, the last 3 segments. So, fiqh and seerah and essential, can you advise us or the youth how they should learn and how it will benefit them?
Well, in terms of fiqh, I think the fundamentals of fiqh need to be focused on first. That take us through our day-to-day lives. As you know, the fiqh in general, it guides us how to lead our life from the way we work, trading, business. It's not just how to make wudu and pray the salat.
Yeah.
So, for example, if a person opens up a business, he should be aware of the fiqh of that particular business, what he can sell, what he can't sell, what kind of credit he can offer to his customers, whether he can charge interest or not. So that would be, for example, a person who um, opens up a business.
Sure.
Now, say, for example, he opens up a clothes store. How much of interaction can take place between himself and a female customer, for example, that he would need to know the rulings regarding that.
Yes.
What kind of clothes can he sell? And so on and so forth. So each time a person takes a new step in his life becomes a reason for him to start a new fiqh course and to understand the requirements for that particular step that he's embarking on in his life.
Yes.
So I believe it was Umar radiallahu ta'ala who he never used to give business licenses to a person who starts a business until he had fulfilled all the requirements of knowing the fiqh of that particular business.
Sure.
So that is an Islamic requirement, and we should not think of it as something optional. We should think of it as something obligatory upon us. As a Muslim, we need to have, as an obligation, the minimum requirements of that particular field that we're starting.
Yes. Yes. Jazakallah. And Maulana, I have just been told I'm running out of time, but it's been a pleasure talking to you, and definitely I will have to bring you back on again because there are many other things I'd like to discuss with you live here on Iqra TV via Skype. And I know our viewers, especially the young ones and the teenagers in particular, they will surely benefit from your lectures and your talks. And just quickly tell us where you are in Texas and what you do.
I'm in Dallas, and I work in various masajid, leading the prayers and giving khutbahs and so on. And I also teach mainly adults, not children, but mainly adults, because that is also a dire need here. So, the regular khidmat or the service of the deen, whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enables me to do, I'm doing, inshallah.
Okay, I will definitely be in touch with you, Imam Zia. Jazakumullah for your time. I really do appreciate it. I'll be in touch, and maybe in a morning session, it's in Urdu. I could have you on one of those sessions because I know the people, the adults during the morning session will benefit from your inshallah talks. Jazakumullah, and have a good day and a good evening. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
MashaAllah, that was Imam Zia all the way from Texas, Dallas, MashaAllah. And surely I will have him on another time. But from me and from everyone else here in South London Iqra studio, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.